On this episode, I'm going to be showing you how to fix damaged and rotting drywall that was possibly caused by water damage and could possibly have mold, so stay tuned. Welcome to Fix This House. If you're new to the channel, please consider pressing the subscribe and notification bell so you can always be in tune on DIYs, how-to videos, and product reviews that I do within this channel. I'm in the process of renovating my kitchen. I look behind the oven and I see this damaged drywall that looks like has been damaged by water. Now, if you look at the subfloor and if you look behind this wall as well, there is my bathroom behind this wall. Now, don't worry about this bathroom. It is going to get torn down and renovated as well. But I need a temporary fix and find out where that leak is coming from, where that water, and I look behind there and where the sliding glass door is, there is a tiny hole right there. That's water seeping through. Now, in order for you to fully fix the problem of water damage, you need to find out the source. And in this case, I found where the source was. And you need to fix this problem right away because there will possibly be mold that could grow on this area. First off, I'm going to be using my Franklin stud finder so I can check out where the studs are so I know exactly where to relieve the drywall. I'm not going to be replacing the whole drywall itself. I'm just going to be replacing that damaged section. Now, it is very important that if you do have mold, and just to be safe, make sure you hire a certified, qualified professional to abate this problem if you do have a mold issue. Now, I don't know what I was going to go through and what was behind this drywall, but if I found out that there was a bad mold issue, I would definitely hire a professional to clean that out for you. So just word of caution, make sure that you check out what you're doing first. If it is mold, hire a professional to clean up the issue. Now you can either use your jab saw or a utility knife to cut through this drywall. I'm going to be using this mini pry bar as well to help me assist on taking out this section off. Now all the tools and materials that I use within this video, I'll leave on the link on the description down below so you can check those out. Now once I open this, it looks like the studs behind it were still intact. If they were badly eaten up and badly water damaged, then you will have to replace those. I was lucky and this was actually pretty well. Now what's very disgusting on this part was there is an area right there that was where mice were actually hibernating and they were collecting all this debris. So I had to clean that out right away and get rid of all this biohazard. So that's pretty much all that nasty stuff. We're going to get rid of that and I'm going to vacuum all that nasty stuff out. Now once you do this, make sure that you check the integrity of your subfloor. If it is badly damaged, you will have to replace that now, but that's again another video for me to show you. Now looking inside this drywall, it looks like everything is pretty clean inside here. Make sure you vacuum everything real well. But looking behind there, I see some black coloring on the back of that drywall. I am going to be renovating that bathroom, so I'm going to be taking that out in the future renovation of that bathroom. But looking at here, it looks like the studs are in place. I left a little bit of studs for my new drywall so I can be able to screw that in. Now, in looking at the stud on the floor and everything, it looks like everything is still intact and good to go. And that black thing that you see on the floor right there was just some tar paper that the previous owner put that kind of melted in when it got wet, so everything's good. Now I'm going to be measuring for the new piece of drywall. And this should be as easy as pie. You're just going to cut, score the top, and then just snap it off. Easy to work with on drywall. If you need to know more about techniques and tips on how to do drywall, I'll leave a video on the top right and show you different techniques on how to work on drywall pieces. But in this one, it's very simple to do. All I'm doing is just measuring out, cutting the piece that I need, and I'm going to be securing everything with drywall screws, including the surrounding as well. So after all this has been secured, make sure that everything is nice and clean before you tackle this job. And I'm going to be going and preparing for my mud. So vacuum real well. Now there's two types of tape that you can use. You can either use paper tape like this one. I use this most of the time for longer runs, and mesh tape. So if you want to use on little tiny patches, you can do that as well. And the joint compound that I'm using is this 40-minute joint compound. I like this because it gives me a little more time for me to work on the joint compound before it hardens up. I'm just going to be mixing this little by little. I'm be using my 6-inch knife and my 10-inch knife for the finishing. Just put a little bit of water and kind of just gauge it as you go, but you want the consistency of this joint compound to be just like a yogurt type texture. I'm gonna do it a little bit dry so that it can kind of harden up faster than 40 minutes. But once you get the right texture that's suitable for you, then you're ready to apply this thing. I'm gonna be applying it with my 6-inch knife. Make sure that you drop off the area while you're doing this. You're just gonna go and fill up those gaps and voids with the first layer of joint compound before you apply your tape. But if you're going to be using the mesh tape, make sure you put the mesh tape first before you apply this. But since I'm using paper tape on this project, I'm going to be surrounding the areas with joint compound first. Cut to measure on your paper tape, just like so. And I'm gonna go halfway and then just squeeze out all the excess. You want to start off from the middle, work your way out, and then work your way on the other side. And with your joint compound knife, you're just gonna go and tear that off. There you go. And you're just gonna start squeezing everything, and then once you get all the paper tape all installed onto all the gaps, then you're just gonna finesse it and make sure that this is just your first coat, so no need to make it look good. Just make sure that it's nice and even all throughout. You got 40 minutes with this one. Now there's different types of joint compounds. There's 40, there's 90, there's even 5 if you want to work fast, but this one will allow me to work just enough time. And then after that 40 minutes is up, I'm gonna place my second layer. Now the second coat, I'm gonna make it a little bit more fine and a little bit more wet. So I'm going to be using my 10-inch knife, and this is where your finesse will come in. You're just going to go and make sure you work your magic. Take your time. If you're brand new at this, there's no rush. You got 40 minutes before this hardens up. So this all is about finesse. Now once again, friends, I recommend that if you do have water damage like this, you always make sure that you stop the source of where that water is coming from. Now this is all going to be useless if you can't find and stop where that water leak is at. Now after all this is done, you're going to apply a third coat and you're going to sand it. But in this video, I'm only going to show you the first and second coat because there's no need for me to show you everything. But since this is going to be located behind my oven, I'm not going to worry about making this look too fancy, just like I'm gonna be doing on what's gonna be seen, since this is gonna be hidden away behind my oven. Now this is ready for the third coat. I'm just waiting for this one to dry, but I hope you get the picture. If you found this helpful, please have a big thumbs up, subscribe, and notification bell, and I'll see you friends on the next video. Thanks so much. Have a good day.